And here come the home team. They'll enjoy this reception. Too good for Parramatta, Gold Coast, and now back on their home turf.
I don't know what it is about the Newcastle Knights, but almost every part of them, every player I look at, it's quite an intimidating factor to them.
Georgia Roach from Leeds into the NRLW, her third game. And I think she's played her hand beautifully across her first two outings.
Yeah, she certainly has. Sometimes we see with a halfback of a 5'8", overplaying what they need to do, and she's certainly just come into the team, done her job. She's got a beautiful kicking game, which their team seems to capitalise and love it. She's been going really well, obviously signed a 5-year contract, so big bright future for Georgia Roach.
Just me, or is there already a great atmosphere at this fantastic venue? Kickoff looming, NRLW round 5. We're into the back half of the regular season. What can Caitlin Johnston do playing on an edge for Newcastle? Missed Origin because of injury, but she's back in NRLW in a big way. Gail Broughton in the scrum base for Brisbane. Last year at Parramatta. She moves north of the Tweed this season. Underway on your Sunday tickets. Giving you value for money today, big time, and a bouncing, awkward kickoff down for Romy Teitzel. And she's tackled by Jasmine Strange, along with Abigail Roach. So the first set always important. What sort of indication do we get from the Brisbane Broncos? Wasala with a carry. It goes through the middle of the ground. Denman. Part of every game so far for Brisbane, Mariah Denman. Here's Broughton. Just handing it off for Tasman Gray to have her first carry of the game. A long-term participant in Women's Rugby League, Tasman Gray. Another run to Denman. They've kept it fairly simple, straight down the middle, and they reach their final play here. It comes just inside Newcastle's half. Brigginshaw high. Upton shields her eyes from the sun, makes the catch, and chews off her first metres of what will be undoubtedly another big running game.
Oh, of course, and she made that look easy. The sun is in her eyes. That's probably one of her strengths in this game, is getting under that high ball and doing it with ease. So the sun won't worry her today. Plenty more to see from Tamika Upton, I'm sure.
Strong run from Sheridan Gallagher off her wing, backed up now by Jasmine Strange. Here's Jessie Southwell. No big sister today. Hannah out with a knee concern. Nothing serious, just a bump last week, from which she is taking a rest today. Higgins. And here's Robinyak. Thundering forward, knocking Brianna Eales out of the way. Higgins gets the ball. Back to Upton. That's a good tackle, one-on-one. It came from Eales. Now bounce pass. Clydesdale goes quickly. Strange for the corner. I think she bounced it. Yeah. The defence slid. Jasmine is claiming it. It's been awarded. Darian Burner says it's all good. He was in a great position to adjudicate. First try, Jasmine Strange.
Well, they did really well. They're probably a lucky bounce and a lucky catch. Jasmine Clydesdale threw that one right out to her winger. But what a little play this one was. An offload straight to Olivia Higgins. They obviously seen the space out wide. Straight to Jasmine Clydesdale. One hand, one bounce. And to the winger, Jasmine Strange. It's her first season here for the Knights. A good put down. It looked a little bit scary there, a little bit bouncy, but the referee is there right in front and has called it a try in the opening minutes of the game. That's going to send a signal to the Broncos.
It was Yasmin to Jasmine. All that we want to sign off on is the grounding.
Does it look a little short? Or
has she slammed it on the goal line? Darian Furner had no hesitation. Nervous look from Jasmine Strange towards the referee. Here's the angle that should give us a better indication. And it's try confirmed. She's maintained possession. She's found the line. That's a desperate winger's effort, Kezzy Apps.
Yeah, it definitely was, and I love the vision from Jessie Southwell there just to get that ball out to Yasmin, and yeah, quick hands again by Yazzie to put Jazzy in.
So from the sideline, look at this conversion. It fades across the face. As it turns out, Jessie Southwell gave it a great look. Bright start for Ronnie Griffiths and the Newcastle Knights. They lead it 4-0.
They've certainly got the vision, the Newcastle Knights. We know that they're a team that's quite hard on themselves if they're not perfect and particular in what they do. And even though they got the 4 points, they would definitely want to do that better. So the game's only just begun. I'm sure it's going to get better with time.
Newcastle now have scored the first try in all 5 of their games this season. They've won 3 of them. The Dragons, the Eels and the Titans, their victims. They went down after giving up the lead against the Cowboys. Caitlin Johnston leads Newcastle back from the kickoff, and Higgins, who had a key part in setting up that first try, goes straight to Rima Butler, who makes contact and keeps going forward. Strong run. Higgins again, she's playing confidently today. Clydesdale ridden into the ground by Lauren Dan. Roach just drifting across the ground and finding Butler for another run in this set. Romagnac through Southwell, ball to ground, danger as Mele Hafanga had designs on a pick-up, but it's been cleaned up by the Knights. Still the last though. Southwell off the right boot back towards the middle of the ground, and Shanaisa Zolka makes the catch for the Broncos, but can't get past Clydesdale or Georgia Roach. Maddock driven backwards in the tackle.
Yeah, Yasmin Clydesdale did well there, 2 tackles in a row, one of the most aggressive defenders in the game. Not sure going back at her for a second run was a good idea, but nonetheless, she's up and running again, Hayley Maddock.
There's the tackle, Clydesdale on Maddock. Took a run from Teitzel and then Denman to get Brisbane on the front foot here. They thought about an offload there, but take tackle 5, and it comes to Brigginshaw, kicking her own side of halfway. The bounce goes away from Tamika Upton. The Broncos need it to pull up. It does. Upton from deep in her own in goal goes to the try scorer in Jasmine Strange. And now Upton bringing the other winger, Sheridan Gallagher, into play. Sheridan, a former West Sydney Wanderer, a young Matilda. And the ball put down here. It was put down by Shanice Parker, and there's the first blue of the afternoon from the team in blue, the Newcastle Knights.
And these are some game-changing moments, and it's not necessarily the error. Obviously, that gives us a changeover of the ball, but for me, it comes back to the brilliant kick of Ali Brigginshaw when the Broncos had the ball right into the corner. Heavy defensive set off the back of that, leads into an error, and now they're in good position to attack their line.
That shot shows the opportunity here for Brisbane. A good kicker can turn an ordinary set into a great one. Brigginshaw did that. Here's Maddock. Not going backwards this time as she's wrapped up by Parker. Werner finds herself at dummy half to Broughton. And now Eels. Tackled by Higgins and Johnston. Denman thought about going to Nuasala, holds the ball, and they open up both sides of the field, and it's ruled poor carry here. A mistake by Mariah Denman and Scott Prince. A disgusted coach in the box, looking down at that error that lets Newcastle off the hook.
Yeah, just those small things. She seems frustrated too. Still got time, it's just an exciting thought. Don't do that to yourself, Dal.
It's early in the game, Mariah. There's a long way to go. And Clydesdale comes forward for Newcastle. Apart from that error, what a bright start by the home team. And Rima Butler has been a key part of it. So hard to stop. Now Johnston. She's in a good mood. Rima Butler, before we came on air, there were some shots of her dancing on the ground, enjoying herself. Beautiful Sunday morning in Newcastle. And Rima's in the mood to play. Jessie Southwell, Parker down the short side, tackled by Gray. Last play here, Upton finds her half. Southwell, high, end over end. Down the ground for a backpedaling Hayley Maddock. And what's the chase like by the Knights? Higgins leads it, and now look at this. Butler again underneath the rib cage of Maddock, driving it back towards her own goal line. It looms as a tough afternoon running-wise for the Brisbane Broncos, Kezzy.
Yeah, that was great defence there, and you know, everyone says that defence wins games, so hopefully, I guess, if Knights can keep this big, great defensive effort up, then they're going to find it hard to kick out of her end.
Here's Brigginshaw spotting a hole straight through, looking to link now with Werner, who couldn't get there in time. The Brisbane captain takes the tackle, but she runs the Broncos out of trouble there.
Ali's great with that as well. When she knows that they need to get their team on the front foot, she'll just take those hard carries.
You're right, Kezzy. Two big plays from Ali Brigginshaw so far. One with the boot, then with ball in hand, she runs out of the danger zone. Now a torpedo from Broughton. Great take. Tamika Upton. Upton tackled by the kicker. Classic one-on-one footy, Gail Broughton.
Amazing catch there by Tamika Upton. That's a torpedo kick. That's hard to do on a cloudy day with the sun in her eyes. Easy peasy. Such a star.
You know, another passage of play where it is easy to celebrate the quality of NRLW. The take by the fullback, the return, the tackle, the kick, it's all there. In 6 short seasons it's come so far, but there's what we call Kezzy Apps, the commentator's curse. You praise the quality of the play, and Caitlin Johnston puts it down.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it will get you at some stage.
Hey, I'm not going to say anything. bit unsure there on who was getting the ball, but...
Let's see how she reacts to this, though. We don't want to see a Caitlin. Well, the Broncos certainly don't want to see an angry Caitlin Johnson.
You'll see it this set for sure.
We're 10.5 minutes in. His teams are up 4-0, and it looks like Ronnie Griffiths has a migraine. Oh, to be a coach. Here's Hafanga. 4-try hero in a game earlier this season. Malay Hafanga. Good tackle by the Knights, slamming Brianna Eales into the McDonald Jones Stadium surface.
That was a girl we just spoke about, Caitlin Johnson.
Trying to make up for that blue, Nosala. Destiny Brill out of dummy half. She's dangerous. Her first significant run of the afternoon now. Brigginshaw holds the pass, hits Teitzel. The defence was waiting. Roach making sure there's no offload. Last play from a few metres out. Maddock, Brigginshaw, the grubber towards an upright. A fumble by Tamika Upton. And in the end, she's forced to ground the ball.
Give Tamika a torpedo. She's much better at them than the simple one across the ground. But great vision you see from Ali Brigginshaw. She goes to kick it straight away and changes the angle of her body to kick in behind the defenders who rush up off the line. That's 3 great plays we've seen from Ali Brigginshaw that have turned the game around for the Broncos.
Olivia Higgins was there as cover for Upton, but in the end almost gets in her fullback's way. It's a short goal line dropout, handled really well by Shanaisa Zolka. That was awkward. She traps it with her shins, falls on the ball, keeps possession, and here comes Denman again. Broughton. Maddock, they've got numbers. She goes long try. Werner in the corner. A great take. Hayley Maddock with the pass. Ashley Werner with the finish. And the Broncos are back on level terms.
Yeah, and you could sort of feel the momentum changing and getting onto the Broncos side in the last 5 minutes or so. I love their depth when attacking the line. They go to Gail Broughton, who we spoke about earlier, links up with Hayley Maddock, and a cutout pass to Ashley Werner, who she's just got a need for speed, very hard to catch at pace on that wing. It looked like a bit of an easy one, didn't it, Kez?
Yeah, it definitely did, and it was great that they took that opportunity because we don't really get too many, you know, in this competition, but they had great vision there. They were short on the left, so, yeah, great vision by Gail Broughton.
Returned last week from that 2-game suspension. Ashley Werner in her first year of NRLW. That was a special take. Difficult on the move, you're right, Sammy. At speed, above her head, but she grabbed it. And she gets her second try in NRLW. Back-to-back weekends as a try scorer for Ashley. Welcome to NRLW, the former national bobsled champion. Haven't they come from all sports to play
They
in
sure
this
have.
expanded competition?
That's the most exciting thing. We're seeing so many players from different backgrounds and different stories to come over and join our magnificent game.
Two leading point scorers in the competition this year in this game, Ali Brigginshaw and Jessie Southwell, but she's just been put off there by the Newcastle trainer, I think, running back from the team huddle. He ran straight in front of Ali's line of sight.
He'd be a little embarrassed now. I reckon his head's ducked down. He's sprinting into the change rooms.
From the sideline, Ali Brigginshaw drags it wide of the target.
Blame it on the trainer, I reckon.
Gail Broughton, though, she wins the repeat set. And then she plays a key role in setting up the try. There she's putting pressure on Tamika Upton. You'll see the number 6 here playing a key part as well.
Yeah, it's those extra efforts. And Kez, this is very similar to your team, the Tigers. It's all about effort on effort, and that's exactly what we've seen with Gail Broughton.
Spoke about defence, Kezi. The Tigers started the year so good in that regard, conceding 8 points game 1, 0 the following week. And Newcastle showing some good defensive signs here early before Brisbane got them on that left edge. Brisbane's left, Newcastle's right. Nuasala returns the kickoff. He's Teitzel given room to wind up and taking some more metres after Clydesdale arrives. That'll be a good battle. Clydesdale, Teitzel.
The Broncos seem to have a real will to do the hard work this game. Let's see how long it lasts, but it's definitely the difference between previous games and today's game so far is, particularly in the middle of the field, there's a want to work and to do the hard work. Let's hope it continues for their sake.
Brigginshaw over the top, optimistic in front of Lauren Dam, into touch, and it breaks down late in the set for the Broncos.
Yeah, we can't blame that one on the trainer, unfortunately. Sorry, Al.
Went for Lauren Dam, but it was too high with not enough room for Lauren to work in. Brisbane have 7 players returning from last season. 3 more returning to the league after time away. 3 NRLW rookies and 4 recruits, so that's the lay of the land for the Broncos. And as Rima Butler comes forward for Newcastle, 9 returning from the grand final winning team last year. Romaniak on to Johnston. Caitlin is one of those returning grand final stars, now in her 3rd year as a Knight. Southwell on for Leela Kia. Playing on an edge last week, in the middle this afternoon. But again, it's a starting role as opposed to the team named on Tuesday, Clydesdale. Tackled by Brigginshaw. Higgins, Roach, she goes through another Roach, Abigail Roach to Parker. Or Jasmine Strange, it is on a wing for the Knights. Jessie Southwell's kick is out towards Ashley Werner. It was perfectly positioned in the breadbasket for Ashley, who makes the catch, and Mele Hafanga will try to carry Brisbane out of trouble here. One try each as Zolka jumps out of dummy half into more strong defensive work from Georgia Roach. The first woman of steel in the UK, Georgia. Destiny Brill, called by Brigginshaw, who gets another good kick in. It's away from Upton, it rolls further. Ali Brigginshaw's kicking game on display today. Upton out for Gallagher. And now Parker. Strange lifted in the tackle. All good. It hinted at going dangerous, but they avoided that. Now Romagnac through the middle as well. So both teams slipping into their rhythm here. It's Roach out for Clydesdale. Just to clear up any confusion, Georgia Roach, the 5'8", kicking here. And Abigail Roach in number 4 in the centres for Newcastle. Couple of Roaches, both spelled differently. And later on this afternoon, Fox League's very own Steve Roach in Canberra with Warren Smith, Nico Pajarillo, Raiders Bulldogs, the final NRL game of the round. Here's Werner.
This game so far has been phenomenal. Just taking a look at the stats now, it's pretty much equally divided in every aspect. 60 tackles each. Line breaks 2 and 1, runs 35 and 34. This is
big gap here though. Mariah Denman straight through. Upton with a try-saving touch. Sorry, Sam, to interrupt. It was Mariah Denman bursting through the line. Only had to find a support player, and Tamika Upton said, "I'm not going to let you."
Yeah, Mariah gave herself a little noogie earlier on after error, and she made up for it on this. But Tamika Upton, it would have been the right decision, I would say. As a fullback, you have to make a decision really quickly. She makes the tackle or she attacks the ball, and you know the Broncos will get the ball back, but no try.
Here's Broughton to Mele Hufanga. Well handled by Parker, assisted by Gallagher. Broughton again. Chelsea Lenarduzzi. A very experienced NRLW campaigner. Brill finds Brigginshaw, who dummies. Ali Brigginshaw digging for the line and striking pay dirt. Ali Brigginshaw. We've praised her kicking game. What about her running game? What about her try scoring?
There's not much she can't do. She kicked another wonderful kick earlier away from Tamika Upton, and they ended up inevitably with the ball back again. But for me, it's what Yasmin Clydesdale does in her defensive effort here. She shoots up on Ali Brigginshaw because she knows that Ali Brigginshaw likes to run it herself at times, but she's left a hole and a gaping gap in the defensive line for her teammates that have to cover for her. And Ali's too smart for this game. She will identify that and get the 4 points for her team.
What a campaigner she's been for Queensland, for Australia, 2 World Cup wins. Kezzy, you played so much rugby league with and against Ali Brigginshaw. What a danger she is. What a presence she is on the female rugby league landscape.
Yeah, she's such a quality player, and she just keeps getting better with age. And yeah, you just can't give her any space. She's always got that step and that dummy. And as I said earlier, she always seems like she's got so much time. But I was really impressed with the 2 forwards linking up before that play. So yeah, I love to see when forwards break the line and yeah, come off the back of that.
You got me in trouble for mentioning players' ages.
I'm allowed to because I'm one of those.
So I won't mention Ali's age, starting with 3 and ending with 3.
She's just incredible, and she's, yeah, one of the best players in the NRLW.
It's been great to watch her over all these years. Be it with the Valley Diehards, East Tigers, North Devils. She knocks 2 more over. The Brisbane Broncos, Queensland, Australia.
I guess when you're in the game for so long and when you're obviously getting older and some things may slip from your game, so maybe your speed slips and you're not quite as fast, you have to start to introduce new things to your game. And for Ali, I think her kicking game has gotten much better, but also the knowledge. Like you would see Cameron Smith playing and You would think he's not running around too much at times, but his smarts is what made him him. And I feel like Ali Brigginshaw is one of those players. She's not necessarily throwing the long balls we've seen 10 years ago when she started playing representative football, but she's got the brains now and she's using them well.
Definitely her presence and just her knowledge and the way she can steer the girls around the park is invaluable.
She takes the kick off and goes straight to Philomena Hanisi off the bench for Scotty Prince. So Brisbane look at the scoreboard and see a very handy 6-point lead as Chelsea. Lenarduzzi is rocked in a tackle from Falila Kia. Heavy impact through the middle of the ground. Look at it again in replay. The shoulder up just under the ball, under the chin.
Lenarduzzi jumps back up. She's back into it.
Jada Ferguson out there for Brisbane, as well as Maddock throws the ball forward to Mele Hufanga, who apologises for finding herself just in the wrong position at the wrong moment for Haley. But the way that Brisbane have handled the start by Newcastle, who scored the first try, were on top. They had momentum early, but Brisbane have held them at bay and worked their way into the game really nicely.
Yeah, they certainly have. They've got an element of composure about them today. They're looking really good. They don't seem flustered. They've made a couple of errors, but they just keep going, keep moving.
NRL 300 gamer Scott Prince in charge as Upton comes forward. Abigail Roach out of dummy half. She's wrapped up by Dam. Here comes Caitlin Johnston, with Hanisi falling down around an ankle to stop her. What a day in Newcastle. Brilliant sunshine for a full house as Southwell puts it down, gets it back. Tackle count continues, no touch from Brisbane, says Darian Furner, the referee. Karpani has it. Listed to start, but coming off the bench in jersey number 8. Jessie Southwell shows us that step beats 1-2 Maddock. Important tackle. She saves a try, the Brisbane fullback there. Higgins. Roach, Georgia dummies, steps, goes, and is held now by Maddock again, along with Ferguson. Brisbane's goal line defence forced to scramble a couple of times. Here's a big problem for it. Caitlin Johnston. They couldn't stop Newcastle a third time around, and Caitlin goes in for try number 1.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned about that obstruction leading up to that play. I'm just trying to watch this play, but Kezi keeps yelling, I would have stopped her.
Yeah, so the problem might be...
Caitlin Johnson receives the ball on the inside shoulder of Simone, and the defensive line is disadvantaged. We have a decision.
Yeah, Simone Karpani was the decoy runner, and Caitlin Johnston's first try this season. She has 2 in NRLW, but the first one this season is about to be called back. No try, says Wyatt Raymond in the bunker. You'll have to try again, Caitlin.
Right idea, though. She's very hard to stop that close to the line. Just have to tinker a little bit with how they can do that correctly, because it will work.
That replay showed it perfectly, receiving the ball on the inside shoulder of the lead runner and then looping around her to score, disadvantaging the defensive line. So Brisbane hold on, come forward through Gray. Maddock Broughton, Lenarduzzi again. Queensland and Australian representative Chelsea. Denman in the middle of the ground, just handing it off for Hanisi to get the leg drive going. Taken down by Kia. Ferguson for Brigginshaw. Teitzel, nice line. Well read though by Georgia Roach. Higgins' tackle count continues to climb. Denman again holding the ball and threatening to go past Romagnat, who slides down and makes an effective tackle in the end. The kick by Ferguson, dropping it off the left. Upton receives a kind bounce She'll be tackled 10 metres out.
Not a bad kick, but I'm not sure her teammates knew that one was coming. She was the first chaser to get there.
Inside the final 10 minutes of this first half as Gallagher goes for a gallop for Newcastle. Brisbane having advantage in possession and on their completion rate front. Taylor Predabon off the bench for Ronnie Griffiths, hoping to have an impact. Tackled by Gray. Higgins. Olivia led the celebrations after last year's premiership. Good to see. Here's Jessie Southwell. Her kick fielded by Sazolka. And Shanae is wrapped up by Abigail Roach, assisted by Clydesdale.
I love the positioning of the back three for the Brisbane Broncos. They're very well positioned on every kick. Probably something we don't look too far into with when you get a kick from the Brisbane Broncos to the Newcastle Knights, Tamika Upton seems to be the only one underneath the ball, which gives her a little bit of extra pressure. So just those small things.
Here's Werner. Werner goes straight through. One try already today. A classic covering fullback tackle. Tamika Upton. Melee Hafunga on the move now. She's stopped and stripped by Yasmin Clydesdale. What a play from the Knights edge forward. That was danger, danger for Newcastle, and Clydesdale shuts it down.
Get up now, 15! Get old!
Ashley Werner, the acceleration.
She's been great today with her acceleration. Melee Hafunga is in the back play there, suffered a bit of an injury from that strip.
Now Abigail Roach. Still a concern for Hafunga. A shoulder or upper chest problem.
Yeah, or throat. Something around there.
Predabon. Maynard finds Southwell. Her kick out towards the wing of Gallagher. Maddock gets there, goes to ground safely. And again, it's Broughton in a dummy half to Werner. Am I right in thinking, Kezi, the Tigers, your team, are yet to play either the Broncos or Newcastle? There must be some mental notes forming there in the back of your mind.
Yeah, no, we haven't played either of these teams, so yeah, it's probably good for me to watch this game. But no, looking forward to that. That's in the next couple of weeks.
They're 2nd and 6th on the live ladder, these teams coming into this game.
Isn't that so cool that one team is 2nd, one team is 6th, yet the scoreline and the game itself is so close today?
Well, it's been a feature of the NRL season all year, and it's been a feature of the NRLW season since it kicked off just over a month ago. You love it when you don't know exactly how the games are going to go. And yesterday, Dragons West Tigers was a classic example. Kezi, sorry to bring it up again, but
That's okay.
He loves putting salt in your wounds.
the Dragons getting over late through Margot Vella in a thriller. So disappointment for Kezi's Tigers, but they played their part in a great contest. And we're seeing them game after game in NRLW. There'll be more wins and many of them for the Tigers this season as Teitzel comes forward and Russell crawls out of a hole with Absent beside him.
Now he's trying to
Nothing like reiterating that you're old and you lost your game yesterday.
Here's Mariah Denman for the Broncos. Ferguson for Broughton. And Hayley Maddock. Maddock, dangerous, trying to glide through a gap there. He closes quickly. Hafunga has been able to shake that concern. Broughton, a grubber, back towards the short side, picked up around the toes by Sheridan Gallagher. Denman raced up and helped stop Shanice Parker. Upton still going. Tamika Upton showing us quality, all her class today.
She's one I hate to tackle is Tamika Upton. She's just so great on her feet.
Jasmine Strange with a carry off the back of Tamika's sweet stepping up the field. Jessie Southwell. Bouncing away from Hayley Maddock and finding the sideline, so both teams will take the opportunity to have a breather here. There's been plenty of ball in play, as you touched on, Sammy. The teams falling into a grind there.
Yeah, and everyone loves to watch a game of footy like that where there's not much stoppage. It's just a grind of rugby league, back and fro until someone scores. And that's certainly what we've seen today. So hopefully that continues. Not a bad thing that both teams got to have a bit of a break, a bit of a breather.
You can see those stats in the top left corner of screen, and Brisbane with a run metre advantage over Newcastle. And leading the way, Mariah Denman, the lock forward. 10 carries, 120 run metres, 4 tackle busts. That's a decent first half. That's Kezzy Apps like.
I don't think so.
Not quite, hey, Kez.
Here's Brianna Eales for the Broncos. Yeah, Mariah Denman clearly on top. Brigginshaw jumping back, finding Denman.
Again.
Here she is again. Look at those metres clocking over. Shrugging clear of one. Tackled from behind, Jessie Southwell. Jada Ferguson traps Southwell offside and throws the intercept straight to Sheridan Gallagher.
Tackle one, Sheridan with the ball.
And Simone Kapani looks like she's suffered a little bit of an injury here. Unfortunate error from the Brisbane Broncos. They did so well to make some more metres, get up the field easily as they've been doing so well this game. Just lacking that composure at the end of a set. Jada Ferguson knows where the space is, but sometimes it's, you know, you've got to settle for one more to get that happy ending.
This is unfortunate for Simone Kapani. Part of that grand final win last season.
She's been a bit of a lucky charm, Matt, with the being a premiership winner at the Roosters and then at the Knights.
So Darian Furner putting Yasmin Clydesdale on report. So the explanation was leading with her legs. And Simone Kapani decidedly ginger as she heads to the sideline. But you're right, what an arrival in NRLW, Sam. First year, grand final win as a Rooster. Second year, grand final win Knight. Her team performing nicely this season, having won 3 of 4. Let's hope she can get back on the field in no time. So another lengthy stoppage here, giving both teams a breather in the back end of this first half. Jasmine Strange, playing just up the road from her junior club, the Berkeley Vale Panthers. Now Taylor Predabon, just down the road from Gloucester, where she hails from. Jessie Southwell, the inside ball, finding Laishan Albert-Jones, who finds trouble.
Nice play, and then Knights knock it on.
So knock on by Broncos, the ruling here. You heard it through the audio. Darian Furner, the man in charge today, assisted by Wyatt Raymond in the bunker.
Chelsea Lenaduzi's great for a one-on-one strip, so you always got to be mindful of that when going into running into her.
There are the completions. Acceptable from both teams. Around the 70% mark. Caitlin Johnston had a try taken from her in this first half for obstruction. Laishan Jones again. The Broncos complaining about an elbow up around the throat. And the carry from Laishan Jones. Or Albert Jones. Now Predabon. Newcastle look to level us up at half-time. Jessie Southwell tipped it beautifully. Likewise, Shanice Parker. Sheridan Gallagher goes over. A forward pass in the lead-up. They had to hurry because of the defensive pressure, and as a result, they get it slightly wrong. A forward pass cruels the Knights.
Oh, so unfortunate. This was so pretty to watch, especially that little tip on from Tamika Upton to Shanice Parker, and then followed by that forward pass to deny the try. Looking very good, the Newcastle Knights. Pretty frustrating from them that they're finally getting it together with 90 seconds to go on the clock, and it's disallowed.
It was Ashley Werner racing up to make that important contact, to put pressure on and force the wayward pass. But as a result, she'll be forced from the field. HIA. Her body on the line, and she wears a forearm/elbow accidentally as a result.
Saved a try though.
Yeah, great defensive pressure there. Make those decisions under pressure. Forced an error there.
Couldn't save her nose or teeth, but saved a try.
Had a big first
priorities.
half.
Yeah, priorities.
She scored a try. She has nearly 80 run meters, 3 tackle busts, a couple of line breaks.
Yeah, she's had an amazing game. Couple of weeks off, got a bit of fire in the belly.
Melee Hafanga. With 80 seconds left in the first half. And a penalty conceded. They need to be careful here, the Knights. Only Brigginshaw, will she? No, she taps and goes. Nuasala lugging Brisbane forward. Backed up now by Teitzel. It was Ferguson picking up a loose ball, going to Maddock. So still time for Brisbane to get through the majority of this set. Mariah Denman, what a running game she's had in the first half. Lenarduzzi knows a thing or two about offloads. Tasman Gray, likewise. Now Broughton. And Newcastle shut down the third phase, essentially. Here's Chelsea Lenarduzzi. The Broncos looking to lead by more than a converted try at the break. Ali Brigginshaw. And Teitzel ran into the waiting arms of Roach and Clydesdale. Brigginshaw's kick, it's a chip. She's looking for Zolka, who gets there, needs to get the ball away, still wrestling in the tackle. Now the held call is signalled, and that will do us for the first 35 minutes. High quality, entertaining, and it's the Broncos leading Newcastle 10 points to 4. Is there a comeback in the Newcastle Knights NRLW team at McDonald Jones Stadium, down 10-4 as they return for the second half of this round 5 NRLW game? Mariah Denman leading Brisbane Broncos forward magnificently in the first half. 11 carries, 155 run meters, 6 tackle busts. You throw in 17 tackles. That's a full-time stats line that would impress most, Sam Bremner.
Yeah, not afraid of some hard work, is she? She's been unreal, just doing the simple things, but it's paying off for her teammates. She's got the Broncos out of a bit of trouble in their own end a couple of times, and Yasmin Clydesdale has been another girl who's not afraid of the hard work, and she brings such aggression to her side. They've both been going so well. Both teams have been great in the middle of the park. Let's see how this second half goes.
You can see this big crowd building in Newcastle. Straight after we're done here, Braith and Michael Ennis will set the scene for Newcastle, South Sydney, the first NRL leg of the Sunday ticket before we head to Canberra. Raiders, Bulldogs. The offload by Taylor Predabon finds Albert Jones. Maynard through Roach on to Clydesdale. Georgia Roach again, showing it twice, hitting Johnston and waiting for her. Gray forces the ball to come free, but it's a penalty. It goes to the home team. A shake of the head from Tasman Gray. 2 in the tackle, and Brisbane are ruled to have reefed the ball free here. That penalty backing up the left hand of Tasman, ripping at the ball. What can Newcastle do? An early penalty in the second half. Taylor Predabon tries to improve their position. And she loses the ball early in the tackle count. Brisbane celebrate a big fumble from Taylor.
That certainly wouldn't be how they wanted to start their second half. The Broncos are very excited about that, especially off the back of giving a penalty away. And Lenarduzzi in there, she knows how to disturb you carrying that ball. She's either trying to strip it out, like Kezzy said earlier, or she's making it hard for you to hold on. Gives her team the ball back. Game on.
Pensive Ron Griffiths looking down and contemplating the missed opportunity there. Hoping for more of them as this contest unfolds. It's been a great contest so far. Now Lenarduzzi. Broughton wanted the ball and gets it. Maddock quickly to Hafanga. He beats one tackle and he's felled by the second. Lenarduzzi straight into Albert Jones and Maynard. Ferguson to Denman. Brigginshaw goes on to Teitzel. Nuasala passing at the line for Mariah Denman. Ball came free into Falila Kia, who gave it back to Mariah, realising there was two in the tackle, I think.
It did look a bit like that.
And play on is the ruling. Here's Brigginshaw kicking. And at the back, they communicate appropriately for a moment. Tamika Upton and Jasmine Strange were on collision course. Upton makes the catch. And here's Abigail Roach. Tackled by Sazolka. Jasmine Strange. Just the one NRL game before this season, or NRLW game for the Sydney Roosters. Last year under Dad John. She moves to Newcastle. Has been part of every game so far this season. Upton. Nice pass. And Parker goes out to Gallagher. Gallagher. Good tackle front on. Hayley Maddock. Having the fullbacks pulled off some stops today impressively. One-on-one. Jessie Southwell high towards the sideline. And there is good thinking from the Broncos. Tony Hunt puts the foot into touch, makes the catch. It's out on the full by Newcastle.
And so unfortunate after such a good set from the Newcastle Knights. A nice little kick in there, obviously, to stay in the field of play. Would have been just what they needed. The Broncos seem to be coming up with these little power plays, though, that keep handing over the ball to them.
Here's Lenarduzzi. Hunt played that perfectly. As a result, Denman is able to go through the hands. Nuasala loses the ball. And will come back down to where the ball was lost. So the dropsy's hindering both teams so far since the resumption. They need to drop back into the quality they found in the first 35 minutes. Good tackle.
Yeah, they need to get back into the grind of the game that they had in the first half, where they were just going back and forth, and we spoke about the possession, how it was almost 50-50 up and down the field. There was no stoppages. Sometimes half-time comes at a really good time, and other times it breaks the momentum. So both teams just need to get back into the grind of rugby league here.
Ashley Werner, who was on a wing for Brisbane, has failed her HIA and won't be back. Upton, dummies, runs, gets away from the tackle, and is felled by Brigginshaw. Abigail Roach out of dummy half has a crack. And the penalty to the Knights. Offside is the ruling against Brisbane.
Okay, we've got a penalty for offside. But Hayley, I'm going to put you on the report for the hair pull earlier.
So Hayley Maddock, it was a hair pull. It appeared to be. And it's been spotted by the officials. Realising she had the hair, she let go straight away. To her credit, Hayley Maddock, and now Lation Albert Jones will go close. Matt Maynard. She couldn't pull free from Lenarduzzi.
Eye contact there, Chelsea.
So penalties in quick succession here, 2 in a row Offside into high contact. Newcastle applying the blowtorch, trying to lock it up. Taylor Predabon straight into Denman and Nuasala. Maynard for Upton. Here's Georgia Roach. Abigail Roach. Side by side, the Roaches. Clydesdale now. Stubborn Yasmin Clydesdale. There are 4 defenders there for her. Maynard, Lation Albert-Jones, Taylor Predabon, wrapped up by Gray and Broughton. Jessie Southwell gets the ball away. It's for Leila Kia. She passes. It was off the Broncos. This might be a fresh set. Has it been spotted? 6 again should be the call. Now they get it. Upton. How long can this defence hold? The Broncos. Now Taylor Predabon. Good tackle. It's Nuasala. On the charge, Johnson leaves it behind. Brisbane keep their line intact. That's heroic goal line defence.
That is heroic goal line defence. Set after set, they defended that line. A couple of the Newcastle players peeped their nose through, but wow, if you don't get confidence from defending your try line like that, you never will.
Gezzy, how big a lift to survive on your line like that and then get the ball back?
Yeah, the 4 points. 4 points is always what you don't want to concede. So, you know, they got 2 penalties there, which you'd rather that than them conceding 2 points. 4 points, sorry. So, yeah, it was great goal line defence by the Brisbane Broncos.
What can they do off the back of that? They reach the end of the set, still in their own half, and Brigginshaw, his kicking game that has been supreme today, continues. She finds the line. You're applauding, Ali. We're applauding. What a player she is.
Oh, unbelievable. We can't talk about her enough, but maybe she should stop getting better and then we'd shut up a little bit. But no, she's doing amazing, and on top of that, her tan looks great today. I think that's worth a mention.
Just her game sense and how she can just control the game. She's just she's a very great player.
Is there a tanning salon in the Tigers Centre of Excellence, Kezzy? Is everything else?
There is a hairdresser there.
Oh, I love that.
Yep, spot where you can get your hair done.
Men and women, rocking any time.
Mainly for the men, but we do our braiding out of there. So.
Prima donnas in the NRL squad, eh?
Yeah, get yourself a short back and sides, Kez.
Here's Johnston coming forward for Newcastle. This game up for grabs. A big crowd building. Knights, Rabbitohs next at NRL level. The home team chasing 7 in a row for the first time in more than 20 years. What's building at Newcastle as Georgia Roach goes high, under pressure. Zazolka makes the catch and gets crunched.
God, she looked calm underneath that ball, though. She had 2 very strong runners coming at her in the Newcastle Knights, but her composure was wonderful.
It was Jasmine Strange and Abigail Roach timing their chase and tackle perfectly. Shanae knew she was in for it, but she makes the catch bravely. And Brisbane, again, trying to find the other end of the field. They haven't seen it much since half-time. That's better from the Broncos. Brigginshaw receives a dodgy pass, makes the catch, gets the kick in, and it's out on the full. Well, maybe put it down to the reception that she was given out a dummy half.
Yeah, not the best pass from Destiny Brill there, and also there was a bit of pressure on her, a bit of kick pressure from the Newcastle Knights from Yasmin Clydesdale, and that's probably one of the best parts of Yasmin Clydesdale's game is that kick pressure. I remember playing with her at World Cup late last year, and she made the job of catching the ball on the full out the back so much easier because of her effort to put kick pressure on the half back in 5'8".
The completion's identical, just below 70%. The pass out of dummy half to Brigginshaw was high and behind. She delayed the kick, found pressure, and then put it out on the full. What can Newcastle do off the back of that? Here's the answer. Upton fires the pass out to Strange. Jasmine Strange for the corner. I think she's found the sideline instead. A shake of the head, but it's going to be awarded a try.
I'm pretty sure Jasmine Strange shook her head and said no.
She did. Don't give it, sir. It was her body language. Darian Furner blows the whistle and throws it up to Wyatt Raymond in the bunker.
Another great ball
Tamika
from
Upton again.
Yeah. It's her tempo. She breaks the line, runs straight to the defending player. A ball to Jasmine Strange, which was beautiful.
Oh!
This is a tough one.
So if ball touches corner post, it's touch in goal, but has it found the goal line before it goes in to the corner post? Players can touch the corner post, but not the ball. And we need to have a look. This pass can't be ruled on. There are people screaming that that was forward. But obviously the bunker can't rule on forward passes. Does her knee, ankle, foot go sideline? Now this has been given try, so there has to be conclusive proof to the contrary.
Okay, Wyatt, just checking the touching, in touch before grounded.
And they're investigating, which suggests they've already seen that Jasmine Strange has gone touching goal. She got up shaking her head. She
looking
said
at the
no
left
score.
forearm of Jasmine Strange.
Oh,
Left forearm and hand go in touch before the ball is grounded. We have a decision.
And when they stop it down like that, it's obvious.
It is. It is quite
We're looking
clear.
at knees, ankles, legs, and the hand has gone into touch easily before the ball has hit the ground. So the shake of the head from Jasmine was appropriate.
Yeah, okay. All right, try. It's going to be playable.
Tamika Upton's finding her feet here. She's getting into the groove of the game and identifying the weaknesses in the Broncos' defensive line. So we keep an eye on her. I think there'll be plenty more to come.
The only place to see the match of the round following this one, Newcastle, South Sydney, Fox League. The Rabbitohs roadshow continues. They've won their past 5 at McDonald Jones Stadium, the Bunnies. What do Latrell Mitchell and Cody Walker have in store for us today? That's next after Newcastle, Brisbane, NRLW action. Denman. Only a matter of time until Mariah racks up 200 run metres. Great to see her back in NRLW. Part of the Broncos premiership campaigns in 18 and 19 before leaving to concentrate on family commitments. Chelsea Lenarduzzi, a regular at Brisbane, all 6 seasons of NRLW. Broughton kicks in behind Upton. She's tempted to grab at it first, and lets it go off her body, and comes back with the ball. Off her wing for a run, Sheridan Gallagher. Maynard to Strange. Tackled by Eels. Roach, the inside play. Here's Butler. So now they're into Brisbane territory. Roach dummies and runs. Looks to offload. Clydesdale or Teitzel shoves that down. Completion is off the boot of Jessie Southwell in behind Sazolka, who lets it bounce. It goes into touch, and they'll take a breather. Newcastle now looking to apply some defensive pressure.
Yeah, well, it's not new to them. They've defended a lot this half and under some pretty high-pressure moments.
If Brisbane can go on and extend this lead or maintain and win, it'll be a big result. Newcastle have won 9 of 11 since the start of last season. high-ish contact there. Not a lot in it from Clydesdale, but the whistle has to be blown with the arm drifting up and over the head. It's a real run for the Knights, including last year's premiership, of course. 9 of their last 11 as Clydesdale comes in on Destiny Brill illegally.
It's always hard to tackle smaller girls. I know I find it really tough to get low on girls who are a bit smaller than, well, everyone's smaller than me, to be honest.
Here's Sazolka. Now Teitzel. Did I hear Sammy Bremner refer to you as a prize thoroughbred yesterday? Desi, I hope you're all right with that.
I said she's a beautiful Palomino.
Here come the Broncos.
So just because I've got long legs, or?
No, it's your hairy back.
Broughton onto Hayley Maddock. Maddock heads towards the western sideline and then finds safety back infield. Malay Hafanga, a dummy half through Broughton. Denman away from another tackle, still going. Mariah Denman's running game today, brilliant. Maddock, Hayley Maddock shows it to Hafanga, now gets the ball away. Broughton will clean up the scraps here. They reload, Broughton with some footwork and offload. Tasman Gray, and now they'll change it over. So they run it on their last, they keep chancing their hand. And the defence eventually does the job for Newcastle. Southwell with a concern.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Brisbane Broncos knew that was the last thing. You seen Gail Broughton try to beat the traffic instead of putting a little kick. Good result for the Knights.
Destiny Brill just caught a little awkwardly in the tackle, but she's okay. And makes consecutive stops on Sheridan Gallagher now. Strange. Skip in her run straight into the clutches of Teitzel. Still the best part of 20 minutes left here. And the Knights scored the opening try of the game and none since. That first try coming in the 3rd minute.
It doesn't feel that way, though. It feels tight, feels like they've had many chances.
Maynard puts it down, it's been picked up, and Dam is racing away. Lauren Dam, a run down from behind. It was Abigail Roach accelerating into the runaway Bronco and making a good tackle. Brigginshaw, Teitzel. Plenty of tackles to use here in great position to go out beyond a converted try. Big set here for Brisbane. Brigginshaw, she knows it, dummies, takes the line on. Can't get it away. Albert Jones wrapping up the ball. Destiny Brill out of dummy half. Good work, Nita Maynard. Opposing hookers running into each other there. Broughton goes wide. Hunt is wrapped up initially by Parker and then Gallagher. Maddock to Broughton. The run from Karpani with an offload. Melee Hafanga! You won't stop Melee that close to the line. Great work. After the offload from Hanisi, it goes to Melee Hafanga, who uses that speed, that evasion to go in again. That's her 6th try of the season.
Quite a messy lead into a great try.
Try to the Brisbane Broncos, scored by the number 3.
Once a great line break here, the pace and the power, but also equally well defended. Once Ali Brigginshaw took a run, in the middle of the field on the line here, they seem to be a little bit disconnected, but who else than this girl, Melee Hafanga, to score a try flat and fast on the line when you're sitting back and the defensive line is scattered, as it was for the Newcastle Knights by all those offloads that caused that scattered defensive line. A flat and fast ball to Melee Hafanga, who's so unstoppable from there, as we've seen in her previous few games.
She scored 4 tries against North Queensland. She went over for 1 last week against Parramatta, along with 9 tackle busts. And she scores in a 3rd straight game to go top of the most tries in 2023. I saw a name on that list.
It looks familiar, didn't
right
it?
Beside us, Kezi Apps, 4 tries in 4 straight games. The first NRLW forward to do so. Ali Brigginshaw knocks it over from right in front. It's 12 the difference. Newcastle have to score next. They want to be back in another NRLW grand final. NRL and NRLW, October 1, Accor Stadium, Sydney Olympic Park. Get your tickets now. NRL.com/tickets to be part of NRLW Grand Final Day, hopefully in conditions as glorious as these today. The face paint is on, the Coke is being chugged, Coca-Cola. The pies are going down the hatch as well. The kickoff bouncing in the in goal and then into touch. What a kickoff. It's not being cleaned up by Brisbane. And Newcastle, goes without saying, needing to score next, and they'll get a red-hot chance right here.
Looks like a bit of miscommunication there. Who is going to catch that one on the field, on the full?
The bounce of a rugby league ball. It was on a Hunter tour there, into the in goal, then back towards the Eastern Grandstand and into touch. And Newcastle, as a result of the kickoff going into touch, have great ball here. Upton, Tamika Upton. And they answer that Brisbane try straight away. Maynard, Georgia Roach. Butler was in the wrong position originally. Now she advances play. Tracks 2 defenders. Georgia Roach onto Olivia Higgins. Maynard didn't like what she saw right. Heads left. Upton straightens. No way through. Again, this Brisbane goal line defence handling the challenge. Southwell to Albert Jones. Hafanga grabs her. Last play. Jessie Southwell, grubber. It's into the in-goal. Hunt has to play at the ball. She pushes it over the dead ball line. And Brisbane will be forced into a goal line dropout.
Yeah, great kick from Jessie Southwell. It's exactly what they needed after not their best attacking set, but saved by a brilliant kick. They'll get another chance to attack their line.
How did Newcastle find a way through this Brisbane goal line defence? Is it a flying fullback, the likes of Sam Bremner? Is it a straight running edge forward, the likes of Kezi Apps? We'll see what the options are for Newcastle. They go straight to Reba Butler, who puts it down on play 1. Destiny Brill catches the loose ball. What a mistake by the Knights.
Great defence by the Brisbane Broncos there.
Wasn't it? Here's the tackle again. Who deserves the credit? Well, it's the player who is racing towards a Breville Nespresso machine.
She's been outstanding this game, and yeah, just right underneath the ball there and pop that one out.
Mariah Denman with a big tackle. She's playing the sort of role that Ellie Katoa played for the Melbourne Storm last night against the Dragons. Key plays at key times. Now Leonard Dootsy, her pass in front of Brigginshaw, and she couldn't clean up, might have knocked it on, and it's been picked up by Abigail Roach. Clydesdale. Higgins out of dummy half. Saw Destiny Brill offside. He didn't play at Higgins until she was onside. Romagnac. So Newcastle's completions in danger of dropping below 60%. They need to get through their sets. Shanice Parker runs onto the ball, gets away. Shanice Parker, what an individual display. The big fend, a change of direction. Then she scoots in to score. They're not going to go away. They're inviting this big crowd to make some noise.
And again, this is what we're loving about the NRLW, the will to fight to the last minutes of the game. And what a beautiful play and a beautiful ball to Shanice Parker. Southwell looked at Tamika Upton and thought, not today. Malay Hufunga's got you covered. Straight to Shanice Parker, who's got so much pace and power. And a strong fend to get out of two defenders straight to underneath the posts. Massive play by the Newcastle Knights. We've got a game on our hands. I'm loving the NRLW, how close these games can be.
You're looking at Newcastle's Premiership Player of the Year last season, Shanice Parker, rewarded with a World Cup start for New Zealand. She scored a try against France, but Shanice Parker didn't score a try last season in that Premiership campaign. She's got 2 in 5 this year, Kezzy.
Yeah, that was outstanding by her. I feel like the Broncos defence was just had all eyes for Tamika Upton, so Shanice just went through there. And I was just about to say too, they were just making easy meters up the field there, and yeah, great decision there by hitting Shanice, and so strong and powerful she is.
Smart play by Jessie Southwell, like you said, Kez, hitting Tamika most of this game. And then when it really counts, when they really need it, cut out Tamika straight to Shanice Parker.
Important kick here, Jessie Southwell to make it 6 tries. The difference, 10.5 left. Make it 6 points, the difference. He knocks it over perfectly at 16-10. There's time for Newcastle to get back on level terms and maybe in front of the Brisbane Broncos. We have another thrilling NRLW finish looming.
I'm going to bring it up the one last time, but I've seen this before. The team come from behind and take out the win. It may happen again today. Let's see if the Brisbane Broncos can hold on tight to get 3 in a row. And alternatively, if the Newcastle Knights win today, it'll be their 3 in a row.
So Newcastle tries bookending 3 in a row to the Broncos. The winners so far this round, Cronulla convincingly against the Cowboys, the Dragons in a thriller against the Tigers, and the Roosters by a margin against the Titans. Who joins the Sharks, the Dragons and the Roosters as round 5 winners here? It's the Broncos with the noses in front as Gallagher goes down the sideline. Sheridan Gallagher going all the way. Newcastle back to back. The crowd roars. They'll kick to level it up. But here's a 4th-year NRLW player, Sheridan Gallagher. 5 games, 4 tries. Maybe that's the best of them.
What a play this is, and it was off the first set, off the back of a try. Great hands from Shanice Parker, who scored just moments ago. And this is all about her pace and balance with her hand on the ball. Oh, wow, she's done well. And we've got ourselves a very tight, great game of rugby league here with plenty of time left to play. Just over 9 minutes. A big kick to come here.
Great sight for Newcastle fans. Shanice Parker first there. She was the try scorer a moment ago, and she's there to greet Gallagher. Look how excited the Knights are, but their youngster, the 18-year-old, Jessie Southwell, has to convert the try scored by another youngster, the 21-year-old Sheridan Gallagher.
Well, she's definitely in good positioning here to get this kick over. We've seen her just moments ago get a similar one through from a similar distance and space.
She's kicking at nearly 70% this season. She was 3 from 4 last week, 1 from 2 this afternoon. A big strike coming up. Jessie Southwell, the reigning Dally M Rookie of the Year. She burst onto the scene sensationally last season. Katara Bear now a Newcastle Knights to level us up. It's straight as a die, straight over the black Brisbane. 16 all, 8 minutes to play.
How good is this? 8 minutes to play some footy. I'm excited to see what happens in the next 8 minutes. Sometimes it's so hard. It's equal at 16 all, but to be that team that's under the momentum, so the Brisbane Broncos, even though they're on the same amount of points, the momentum isn't in their favour. Kez, don't you think so much harder being in that position?
Yeah, it definitely is, and Broncos just need to have a big defensive set here. Knights just obviously need to get to their kick, and that was great skill though by the Newcastle Knights, just simple hands play.
Rima Butler brings Newcastle forward. Still a lot of time left. As Caitlin Johnston has a carry. Like the scoreboard, so many of the stats near identical. It's been a fantastic game of NRLW.
The score is similar to ours yesterday.
Absolutely.
But with more time.
We were looking to Golden Point yesterday. Margot Vella with a try in the final minute to win it for the Dragons. What wins this today? Is it a try? Is it a field goal? Here's Roach. Roach. Georgia Roach. From Leeds to Australia and McDonald Jones Stadium. Higgins finds Southwell, catch and kick. Beautifully weighted, bit too heavy as it turns out. It was in the in goal for a long time. Upton flying through. In the end, it trickles dead just before her fingertips get there.
Yeah, a bit of a set play there. Tamika Upton wanted that kick from Jessie Southwell. Just a little bit too much pepper on the kick for Tamika to get there in time. But what I'm a little bit concerned about for the Brisbane Broncos is their middle of the pack look a little bit tired. They're easily spread apart. If the Knights are using their smarts, they'll keep going, turning someone back under to run at their middles when they have the ball next.
Possession and numbers in the second half, heavily in favour of Newcastle. It's balanced out over the game, but second half favouring the home team significantly as Nuasala tries to arrest that trend. Destiny Brill out of dummy half, still going Destiny, looking to offload, there was no support. Clydesdale eventually wraps up the ball-carrying arm. Here come Brisbane, big numbers. Shanae Suzuka to Lauren Dam, and Brisbane goes straight back to the lead.
And what a way to answer back to 2 tries from the Newcastle Knights. Still in mind, this is still a tight match. We've got 6 minutes to go. Beautiful play from Ali Brigginshaw here. And also a beautiful line break from Destiny Brill. Unfortunate that no one was there in support, but they kept their composure to go once again off the back of that. Ali Brigginshaw, she got into dummy half. She knew where the space was. Excellent reception from Shanae Suzuka. Nice quick hands. Didn't overplay what she had to do to get the 4 points here. Shows a bit of character answering to those 2 tries back-to-back from the Newcastle Knights with something so composed like that from the Brisbane Broncos.
A couple of Queensland origin stars playing a key role in that try. Destiny Brill with the breakout of dummy half. Shanae Suzuka with the perfect centre provision for her winger, Lauren Dam. Ali Brigginshaw kicking 2 from 3 today. This is a tough assignment.
Check out the crowd here as she goes to kick. An amazing crowd in an NRLW game. Obviously the NRL game is afterwards, but must be so great to be playing in front of so many people.
Wearing number 7, kicking in front of the Andrew Johns stand. Can she channel a little bit of Joey here and knock this over? Ali Brigginshaw to restore the 6-point buffer. She brings it back across the face. The door is still open for Newcastle. Scott Prince hasn't been able to sit down much today. And I don't reckon he will in the next game either. The first of our 2 NRL games today. Ronnie Griffiths looking down and hoping his Knights at NRL level can take down South Sydney. Dom Young, Kalen Ponga, Bradman Best, plenty of backline stars firing for the Knights. Do Latrell Mitchell and Kalen Ponga stamp their authority on the game. It'll be a beauty. Up next on the Sunday tickets, Teitzel with the return as we go inside the final 5. Nuwasala and her Broncos intent on 3 straight wins, which will take them to equal second, 3rd on points differential. Lenarduzzi has it. Of course, Brisbane set the standard when NRLW first started, 2018, 19, 20, the premiers. A bit tougher over the last couple of seasons for them as Brigginshaw dummies. Looks to offload and has Brill there, but elects to take the tackle. It's tackle 5. Briggan Broughton it is, high. Down the ground, not played at by the Knights. Still there with the Brisbane Broncos who go towards the sideline. Haley Maddock on top of the goal line. They eventually stop her. A little casual there from Newcastle.
It was a little bit casual. I was holding my breath the whole time to know what was about to happen. Was Haley Maddock about to get dragged out? She was on her tippy toes. The Newcastle Knights weren't really there in numbers, but they get the ball ready to go again.
Deep in their own territory. Jasmine Strange about to take tackle 2. How do they get down the other end of the field with 3 minutes left? The Knights, who want to pitch this late. Taylor Predabon says, I'll drive you straight down the middle. Now Higgins for Johnston. Strong charge from Caitlin, almost losing the ball. Destiny Brill was there. As soon as Teitzel arrived, they had to leave Johnston in possession. Higgins gets it away. Ridden into the ground by Broughton. That's tackle 5. The last play. Penalty. Gail Broughton.
It's slow.
Everyone's sending her to the bin except the referee at the moment. The whole Newcastle Knights have got their 10 up.
Wow, what a great position
It
to be
must
in.
have been very close. Tackle 5, laying on the runaway Knight for a long time. The Knights were saying 10 in the bin. Darian Furner said no. Jesse Southwell. Listen to the chants.
2.
Higgins. Now Rumignac, who played a key role in their march downfield. Brisbane's goal line defence has been a feature. Caitlin Johnston couldn't get to ground.
The defence. I can't deal with this. I'm about to go into cardiac arrest.
All labour.
All of the above.
So the referee just wanting to check that Caitlin hasn't got to ground or lost the ball.
But you know what? Caitlin's ready to go again, and this has given the
Just
Broncos
looking to determine if
a
Caitlin Johnson
rest.
grounds the ball or if she's held up in the goal.
It's a good point. The review falls perfectly for Brisbane.
Usually unstoppable from that.
Ali just come from nowhere.
The ball
then.
always remains up in the goal. The decision is held up.
And it would have been in front of the uprights, kicking to win the game. Jesse Southwell in front of about 15 to 20,000 Novocastrians.
And can't you hear every single one of them?
4. Hold, go 4.
Here's Southwell. Upton gets the ball away. Shanice Parker! She's in! We're level again! Shanice Parker makes it 20 each. Jesse Southwell. 80 seconds to go. A conversion attempt to put the Knights back in the front.
I love it. This is where the Newcastle Knights are dangerous, with Tamika Upton around the ball, but out wide. They tried in the middle and did not succeed. Nice quick hands from Tamika Upton. Melehu Funga shoots right up on her because that's how much of a threat she is, but that just gives so much space out wide to Shanice Park, who's been playing unbelievable, has scored with 1:19 to go, exactly what they needed. Another big kick to come from Jesse Southwell here to get them 2 points in front.
Mum Danielle, a former Gillaroo, riding this game nervously, no doubt, wherever she's watching. Shanice gets in for a double. And now, Newcastle's McDonald Jones Stadium will hold its breath as the teenage talents, Jessie Southwell, lines up a conversion attempt inside the final minutes to win it for the Knights. How many times will Jessie Southwell have dreamt of this moment?
What I'm concerned about, Maddie, is what's going to happen in the crowd if she gets this. Will the stadium be set on fire immediately with joy and excitement? We've seen her get these kicks before. She seems to be a young girl that can deal with the pressure quite well, almost thriving on it.
She's 2 from 3 today.
Is it hot in here or I'm just sweating?
I know, I'm sweating too. Big moment.
She's missed both her attempts on the right so far this season. But this one is straight. The crowd will tell the story. Great scenes in Newcastle. It's a sold-out crowd today, many already in the house. And the future of the Knights NRLW setup has kicked a goal on full time to win. Knights 22 beat Brisbane 20. She's signed until the end of 2027. One of the long-term NRLW deals, and this is why. Jessie Southwell, nerves of steel, ice cool, and a magic moment for her in just her second year of NRLW. How good is rugby league on a beautiful day in the Hunter?